They called it the birthplace of democracy. But hidden behind those marble columns was a place so dark, so vicious, that even today historians whisper about it. A world where little girls were branded like cattle, where pain was sold like perfume, and where the most civilized men of Athens lined up to watch someone suffer. Shocked? Good, because this is the story ancient Greece never wanted you to hear. Before we step into this underworld of classical greatness, hit subscribe so you don't miss the stories history tried to bury. And facta disgrab, the door you weren't supposed to open. Picture Athens at its peak. Philosophers arguing in the agora, Olympic champions worshipped as heroes, and poets writing love songs to the gods. Now imagine turning one corner, just one, and the entire facade shatters. Welcome to the Athenian brothel, not the romanticized courtesan world movies show. No, this is the bottom level, the world of enslaved women and girls purchased for pleasure, punishment, or profit. The price? Usually cheaper than a pair of sandals. These women lived in rooms the size of storage closets. No windows, no privacy, no mercy. And yes, men joked about it. This is where our story begins. 1-2. The 1-2 expend. Bought, branded, and broken. When a shipment of enslaved girls arrived in Athens, brothel owners inspected them the way buyers inspect animals at a livestock market. Teeth checked, bodies prodded, defects listed. Some were 8 years old, some younger. Those deemed valuable were branded. Actual hot iron on skin, so no one could claim them as free. Athenians called the mark a symbol of ownership. These girls called it the start of hell. And the first weeks, that's when the men paid the highest prices. Untouched meant expensive. Pain meant profit. Brothel owners had a word for girls who resisted. Difficult stock. They charged extra for men who wanted to teach them a lesson. Let that sink in. Ender. Violence as entertainment. Athens built theaters for tragedies and comedies, but the real horror show was playing out behind brothel doors. Men paid to inflict pain, paid to watch it, paid to brag about it afterward. Some brothels specialized in punishment rooms. Yes, specific rooms for violence. Imagine living in a place where every scream was a price tag. And here's the disturbing part. Even during religious festivals meant to honor gods of fertility and purity, violence against enslaved women actually increased. That's right, on sacred days, the cruelty got worse. Athens didn't just allow this culture, it normalized it. Within the catalog of human despair, brothel owners kept lists, literal catalogs describing their women like products. Thracian girl small frame submissive. Anatolian strong build good for rough customers. Egyptian resists often premium price. Ethnicity became a marketing gimmick. Suffering was a selling point. And men? They debated these qualities, the way people today argue about which phone has the best camera. If that doesn't make you say, no way, nothing will. And tenued, no escape, not even in death. Now imagine this. You've survived the beatings. You've survived disease. You've survived childbirth without medicine. But then, the baby is taken, or killed, or simply left outside, because an enslaved woman's child wasn't considered a person. And when a woman died, whether from infection, torture, or starvation, she wasn't given burial rites. No grave, no mourning, no name, just a body discarded like trash. Archaeologists have found skeletons with fractured ribs, shattered jaws, and healed injuries, showing years of abuse. These weren't movie tragedies. They were real lives, erased on purpose. The subtube, the law that never cared. Here's the twist. Athens, the city that bragged about justice and fairness, denied enslaved women even the most basic human rights. Their testimony in court? Invalid unless they were tortured first. Yes, to prove truth. Athenians tortured the victim, then used her pain as evidence. Talk about hypocrisy on a legendary scale. The same society that produced Socrates and Plato also produced this nightmare. 19. The illusion of being favored. Sometimes, a brothel girl caught the eye of a powerful man. She was moved to a nicer room, given slightly better clothing, maybe even jewelry. People called her a favored mistress, but her entire life still hung on one person's mood. If he got bored, she went back downstairs. If she got sick, replaced. If she aged, discarded. Even the lucky ones were trapped in golden cages. No freedom, no future, just a slower descent. Hey, when comedy turned cruelty into a punchline, here's where it gets unbelievable. Athenian comedians joked about enslaved women's suffering. Domestic art vases, wall paintings depicted scenes of women being beaten or restrained. People laughed, people cheered, people bought souvenirs. Imagine a society where human agony was a casual punchline, and yet Athens liked to call everyone else barbaric. That's comment, the silent evidence in the earth. For centuries, historians glossed over this part of Greek life, but archaeology has finally brought the truth back. Skeletons buried behind taverns, broken bones healed in crooked angles, skulls with trauma from repeated blows. This is the part of Greece you don't see in textbooks. This is the part tourism brochures leave out. And these bones? They whisper the same thing. Remember us. Dentra despicris. The final truths they tried to hide. So, what happened to these women? Almost all met the same ending. A nameless death. A body tossed aside. A life erased by men who preached philosophy while practicing brutality. But their stories matter because they remind us that history isn't just temples and heroes. It's also victims. It's also silence. It's also truth. The Athens you know was only half the story. The other half was written in scars, when now, if this is what Athens hid behind its walls, imagine what other ancient civilizations were hiding behind theirs. Next episode, we're opening another sealed door, one with even deeper mysteries. So subscribe, stay curious, and remember, history isn't always what it seems. Sometimes, the real stories are the ones carved in the shadows.